Hey gang, back with another video for you today. I've got Dalya here today with me, and she is ranking 20 of my favorite white floral fragrances, which features Tuberose. We also have Jasmine, some Gardenia, Lily of the Valley. What else?
Datura.
Datura.
And
cocaine. No, we have a fragrance called cocaine. So if you want to find out what these fragrances are and see how Dalya ranks these fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. Let's jump right into the list.
It's a big list, guys, so we're covering a lot of ground. We will start with 20 through 16.
Yes, so number 20 is Parco Palladiano. Well, it's actually Bottega Veneta Parco Palladiano Magnolia with green notes, grapefruit, magnolia, bergamot, lily of the valley. It's floral, it's fresh, and it's green.
And it's a beautiful bottle. Just
gorgeous
like
bottle.
Jewels.
This is a fairly expensive collection of fragrances from the Bottega Veneta exclusive lineup of fragrances, and I'm quite impressed with the fragrances. So why is this at number 20?
It's at number 20 because it is fresh, and when I'm reaching for a white flower fragrance, it's more of a big sort of dense floral that I'm after, and this is a fresh, kind of clean floral. It's a personal preference ranking, not a quality of fragrance ranking.
Okay.
But that would be another one of the types of white florals that are on this list, Magnolia.
All right. Okay. So at number 19, we're going to the house of Parfums DUSITA, and it's Fleur de LALITA. I'm surprised you picked this right here because this is one of my favorite fragrances from this house. But we were trying to focus on tuberose in this video. We just couldn't end up with a total of 20 tuberose fragrances.
That's part of it.
That's why we have additional white flowers. I just don't have 20 tuberose.
I don't have 20 tuberose, and I have a ton of white flowers myself. But this one missed out in comparison, frankly, to another DUSITA that appears on the list.
Further up on the list.
Further up on the list, but also because it's actually sort of the same reasoning. There are white florals, and it's a beautiful fragrance, but it's not the gigantic white floral dominant, undeniable, unignorable. For white florals, it's sort of a very immediately recognizable, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but in terms of like how you smell it, how you identify it and react to it, this has white florals, but it is not, to me, a giant white floral.
For me, this is a lily fragrance, after all. It's got magnolia, it's got jasmine, it's also got exotic floral notes, but what stands out for me the most here is that sexy galbanum note that's present in another Parfums DUSITA fragrance called Le Sillage Blanc, but that is really prominent here. That's what gives it the sexy factor. It's a floral, it's sexy with that galbanum, and I love it. And I think that's why you didn't pick it at further up in the list, but you did pick the other one further up in the list. So next we have a fragrance from the house of Parfums QUARTANA, and this is Midnight Datura. Why is this one at number 18?
This one's at 18 because though it does have the tuberose in it, it's a mix of many florals, not specifically all white florals. And this is a beautiful floral, but it doesn't just strike that that recognition of white floral for me in the same way as some of the others.
There's something gourmandy in here also.
That could be a factor. It would be on brand for me.
And we have shot a full review of Midnight Datura. But this again, I just want to mention the notes. There's Datura, heliotrope, tuberose, violet, magnolia, jasmine, and the Datura is not extractable, so they've created an accord that smells like Datura. So anyway, this is Midnight Datura from Parfums QUARTANA at number 18. At number 17, we're going to the house of AMOUAGE. It's Portrayal Woman. You should check out my video about the Portrayal collection of fragrances, Portrayal Woman, Portrayal Man, that I shot recently. But this is a jasmine, mostly jasmine dominant fragrance, but you also have elemi, tobacco and vanilla. I'm saying tobacco vanille. But this is a very masculine tuberose.
I'm very interested in how the AMOUAGE line has gendered their line. You know, there are the man fragrances and the big rectangular bottles, and the woman fragrances and these little curvier bottles, but I agree with you completely. The ones that are targeted to women in the smaller, curvier bottles are sometimes more masculine, and some of the masculine ones work really well. Like I have Fate by AMOUAGE, the masculine one, and it's a really nice sort of animalic. well, it doesn't necessarily really have a gender, but
No.
this one, I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's a big jasmine, but it's not, the mixing in of maybe the tobacco and the vanilla. It makes it it's a beautiful fragrance, but it's not exactly. It is beautiful, but the mixing in of the tobacco kind of distracts me from the jasmine and the.
I think the tobacco and the LME gives it that more masculine touch, and then when you add that vanilla, it goes a little sweet. It's a great scent to me.
It's beautiful on you.
Yeah.
It's beautiful on you. In terms of, there are many jasmines that I feel very strongly about and love very, very much. This is a very good jasmine.
Speaking of good jasmines, the next one is a jasmine as well. Coming from the house of Atelier des Ors, or des Ors, it's NUDA VERITAS, which is a surprising fragrance that I've fallen in love with from this collection, because it uses a very, very, very dominant or prominent standout note of cologne, and I can't stand this stuff. But here it works really, really well. It gives that jasmine a tone down and an aquatic touch, and you also have orange blossom mixed in as well. It's a very fresh take on jasmine. It's not dirty at all. Jasmine can go dirty. We don't have any dirty jasmines in here, do we? No, we don't have any dirty jasmines in here. Jasmine can definitely go on the dirty side, but this one's a very, very clean. Very easy to wear jasmine, actually. Anyone into aquatic and cologne as a note, check out NUDA VERITAS. So what's next?
Number 15.
Number 15 is from a house called ACCA, and it's called CALYCANTHUS.
What a great name.
CALYCANTHUS is a flower, but this also has jasmine, orange blossom, honey, green grass, and it's a beautiful, gorgeous white flower.
And like several of the white florals on the bottom 10 of this top 20 list, it's beautiful. It is more of a fresher, brighter, cleaner white floral, as opposed to that sort of dense, beastly, heavy, sort of intoxicating white floral. But it's very, very beautiful, and I know you love when there's a honey note in a fragrance. You've had a chance to wear this one. How does it?
So this to me reminds me of a different take on Diorissimo.
Okay.
Very, very interesting that way. I don't know why. I think it's the CALYCANTHUS. It could come off smelling like Lily of the Valley, Muguet. Let's spray that on.
Yeah, I kind of get more orange blossom. I definitely get the grass, that bright sort of, it's more of a daytime, and white floral for daytime is hard to do. But yeah, that would be number 15.
All right, what's number 14?
Nuit de Tuberose.
Nuit de Tuberose by L'Artisan Parfumé. This one is, oh my god, it's amazing. It's tuberose, pink pepper, cloves, angelica, mango, and I think this one was created by Bertrand Ducheffour. He creates so many fragrances. He's done a lot for L'Artisan Parfumé, and this one's a beautiful dark take on tuberose. It's not your bright white, but it smells like a dark flower.
I would say a more masculine tuberose.
It is definitely more masculine tuberose. I really like the spiciness of this one, the cloves note. And I'm obsessed with cloves because I grew up drinking clove tea, and it smells great. And there's that fruity touch with the mango as well, which gives it a unique twist as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful tuberose. You should definitely check this one out if you like more masculine tuberose. Nuit de Tuberose by L'Artisan Parfumé. All right, so what's next?
Next up, Tel Aviv.
Number 13, right?
15, 14, 13.
Yes. Number
Correct.
13 is Tel Aviv from the house of Gallivant. And this one's all about jasmine, freesia, clementine. It's a fresh take on
It's beautiful.
jasmine, right?
Now we're kind of getting more into that. Dalya's expectations of white florals are now being met. This has that brightness. I would still say it's more of a daytime white floral. Again, hard to do and done very, very well. But it's a bright, kind of a clean. It might be the freesia. It might be clementine is like a citrus, right? So
yeah, it's kind of like a mandarin orange.
The small smaller kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a sweetness and a brightness to this. It's really very, very lovely.
Yeah, I really like this one. It's a fresh floral. I think it's perfect for summer if you like those fresh floral fragrances, and you want some flowers and you want some citrus, and I think it blends well with the clementine, like you said. I love clementine. So this is Tel Aviv from Gallivant. Next we're going to the house of I Profumi di Firenze, and this is Tuberosa di Autunno. Does that mean autumn tuberose? Those of you that are Italians, please let us know, because I didn't check that, but I think that's what it is.
I was gonna like lie and talk like I knew, and then I realized actually I have no idea. So
this one's an intense tuberose.
Yes.
So it's tuberose, ylang ylang, benzoin, violet, coconut, and a funky celery note, which adds a unique twist to the fragrance, which I really, really love. I'm gonna spray this one on.
Yep.
So this is from the house of I Profumi di Firenze, an Italian house. The fragrances are
a big tuberose. It's sort of beastly.
It's very beastly.
It has a little bitterness to it, which might be the celery.
Celery, yeah. I think it's the celery. I think the bitterness also might be coming from the benzoin, perhaps. But that actually adds more sweetness because it's a vanillic resin.
It adds interest because it's not just tuberose. There's something else going on. It's a contrast in the notes.
Yeah. What I like about this is the intensity and the longevity. It's one of those fragrances that just goes on and on and on, and it's all about tuberose. And once again, this is not your feminine tuberose. It's a very masculine tuberose. Do you agree or do you not?
I don't agree. I think it's very, very unisex. It is maybe the beastliness of it, but also that contrast again between maybe the celery, maybe the benzoin with the tuberose that might make it more unisex.
You're saying it's unisex. I'm on the scale. I'm saying it's more on the masculine side.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's not definitely like a fun feminine fragrance. There's some butch to it.
Oh, it's very serious.
Yeah,
it's kind of a meteor. Very dense, like you said, tuberose.
It's got meat on its bones.
Thick.
All right, what's next? Next is the house of PENHALIGON'S, and it's Heartless Helen.
Which might get an award for the best name on this list.
I love the bottle, too. Heartless Helen is from PENHALIGON'S Portraits collection, and I love these bottles. And this one features the notes of orange, tuberose, of course, woody notes. It's an intense, slightly animalic leaning tuberose for me. Do you think?
I would agree. It's again more in that maybe more masculine. It's a bigger tuberose as well, although maybe not as beastly as Tuberosa di Autunno.
It's also a very green woody.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that the tuberose is definitely there, but instead of sort of just being supported by the woody notes and the orange, it's they're sort of in the same level of. They're both in the foreground, I guess. I don't. So
you experience all of them together?
Yes.
Really?
I do. I don't have.
So you can't like break them up and then.
It's not like Destiny's Child, where Beyonce is in front and you know
the other two are in the back.
Right. Where it's more just like everybody standing in a row.
Interesting. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that said, it's quite lovely and a great name and a great bottle.
Yes. So this is PENHALIGON'S Heartless Helen, and that's at number 11.
Correct.
Number 11, Heartless Helen. Okay, what's next?
And now we're in the top 10.
Top 10, and at number 10 we've got from the house of Nishane, 100 Silent Ways, Vanilla, Gardenia, Sandalwood, Peach.
And this is one of your favorites.
I absolutely love this one.
Love this one.
I love this one because it's sexy. It's so sexy. The Gardenia is one of the flowers I grew up with. My mom always had gardenia. Well, they had them growing in the house, and when it warmed up, it smells. And this reminds me of that. But it reminds me of like the gardenias with like, you know, somebody mixing like vanilla in like a batter or something.
There is a gourmand quality to this one. It is, but it doesn't. It actually makes the gardenia sort of more alive.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Mm-hmm. I think it does make the
gardenia part of your life. I sort of. It's not. It adds interest like some of the other notes on the list, but it just makes the gardenia sort of fuller and more. Robust is a terrible word for a fragrance, but in this case, the more gourmand notes really.
There's depth to this one, and you've seen the video, and if you haven't seen it, check it out. This one layers so well with Hachivat, it becomes ultra sexy. Amazing layering combo, so check out that video. But in the meantime, at number 10, it's Nishane 100 Silent Ways. So it's number 9, going to the house of Le Labo.
Le Labo.
Lys. It's 41. Lys 41, this one right here. And this one is an ultra white floral bomb. You've got Tuberose, you've got Lily, Jasmine, and Vanilla. So you've got the 3 big, it's missing Gardenia, but you've got three big, pretty white flower notes in here, along with vanilla. It's intense. It's an intense experience, but it's a great, great fragrance.
And on this one, I feel almost like the vanilla is the anchor, and it's because it's such a kind of solid anchor. It really lets those the jasmine and the tuberose kind of float out there and have a really big sillage. Is that fair to say? Because it's
got a big cloud.
I don't notice this as a vanilla, but it's anchored really well.
It supports everything.
Yes. There, him.
Okay, so that's Le Labo Lys 41 at number 9. At number 8, going to the house of Jeroboam and Boha. This one right here. This is an awesome release.
That one's on my list.
This is on your list?
On my wish list.
You like this house though.
I love this house, and Boha is a beautiful. It works really well on my skin. Bright. It's. I would say it's good for day, but it's day to evening because it is very long lasting, and it's very. It's a mix of florals, and the only reason it's here is that it was trumped by a bigger, better, badder white floral by Jeroboam. But this is a beautiful, beautiful bouquet of white florals.
There is something fruity about this one, and the reason is because it has an apple note, but the notes are white flowers. You've got musk. There's always musk in the Jeroboam fragrances because they're based off of one fragrance called
Oriento.
Oh, no. Anyway, the original fragrance is the actual musk, and everything else that comes after it is based on that one original single note musk fragrance. So there's always musk in here. There's a violet, powdery notes, and of course that apple. It's just a to die for fragrance. Hopefully I'll have a review of this one sometime soon. But anyway, in the meantime, at number 8, it's Boha by Jeroboam. And what's at number 7?
And now we have DUSITA back again. This is beautiful.
This is Parfums DUSITA Melody de l'Amour, Tuberose, Gardenia, Jasmine, and there's that honey again that you love.
It's Willie, you love. This one is not shy. This is what I'm looking for from a white floral. This is that big cloud of white floral, that intoxicating kind of evening, night blooming, mysterious sort of exoticness that that's why I have so many white florals in my collection. It gets me every time. It's delicious.
It's delicious, yeah. There's something very exotic about this one too, and it almost transports me to like an island where they have these, like, not necessarily an island, someplace humid.
A tropical.
Yeah, like humidity kind of comes to mind with this one, and that sweetness from the honey is also quite amazing. So this is Melody de l'Amour. I think this is one of the original 3 fragrances that was launched from this house. The more pricier fragrances. I think that was this one, Oud Infini, and Isara. So this is Melody de l'Amour, and this is at number 7. And number 6?
Number 6.
We're going to Lucien Ferrero, and this is Par Amour pour Elle. So this is Tuberose, Jasmine, Hyacinth, Ylang Ylang, and Myrrh. Why this one here at number 6?
I was so struck by this one. I've never heard of this brand. I don't know anything about them.
It's a brand new brand. Oh, okay. Brand new brand, yeah. So this one for me is like a equal amounts of tuberose and jasmine, and then you have those 2 notes, and then you've got this hyacinth note that's kind of like breaking those 2 notes and trying to come out. In fact, I think it's coming up so much that it kind of like takes over a little bit. But you also have this like kind of resinous note, a slight bit smoky, and then ylang adds this greenness to it. It's a great scent. It's very fresh too. I'm surprised you picked it here.
I know.
Because you don't really like fresh fragrances.
This goes against all the things I said in the bottom half of the list, because I'm going to say all of the same things again, but in a positive. This is a fresher, brighter tuberose. This is absolutely unisex. It's actually slightly more masculine leaning, I would say. The myrrh really gives it depth. The hyacinth takes away that sweetness that the white florals usually have, like that almost rotting but in a sexy, intoxicating way.
It takes it away.
It takes it away so that you just get the not soapy but very clean brightness. And again, I don't know anything about this brand. I kind of saw the bottle and thought, oh well, that doesn't look like a white floral, but I was so surprised by it that it just kept climbing up in the ranking as I went through.
This is Lucien Ferrero Par Amour pour Elle. So we have a top 5, right?
Top 5.
Top 5. At number 5 is from the House of Frederic Malle, which ends up having 2 fragrances on this list.
Shocking.
Shocking.
Really. But
this is Lys Mediterranee, or is it Lee or Lys?
Well, it's Fleur de Lis, right? So probably.
Maybe it's Lee.
Maybe it's Lee.
Fleur de Lis is Lily.
Oh, that makes sense.
Lee is Lily, I think. Lys?
I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So this is Lee Mediterranee. This is Lily, Marine Notes, Lotus, Angelica. Here we got white flowers again with aquatic marine notes.
This is one that I almost bought as well.
I love this.
This is so great, especially in the hot weather. Absolutely unisex. Actually, slightly more masculine leaning, I would say, but beautiful on my skin as well. It's
Can you pause there? When you say slightly more masculine leaning, do you think aquatic notes lean masculine? Is that what's causing it? Because flowers are generally more feminine, and I don't have a problem wearing flowers. But do you think the aquatic notes, the marine notes, are causing the more unisex?
I think that's probably a good guess.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about it, so I didn't have an answer ready, and I still kind of don't. But this one, when I got a small sample size and wear tested it, I was this close. I almost bought it. And it ended up just kind of, it had that kind of bracing kind of barbershop aspect on me, which sometimes works, and this was just on the other side of the line, which is where I would define it as more masculine leaning, in that it didn't feel me enough to buy it.
Oh.
But beautiful and so great for hot weather. I wanted it to work, and it just was.
I'm going on a trip in a little bit, and I'm going to take this with me.
As you should.
Yeah. This is Lee Mediterranee from Frederic Malle at number 5. What's at number 4? A holiday in a bottle, actually.
Right, oh my goodness.
This is from Bruno Acampora, Azzurro di Capri. This is Jasmine, Orange Blossom, Musk, Bergamot.
This is so heady. This is like that, if you've ever gone to Hawaii and you get the really nice leis, the plumeria that they put, the real flowers, it's just so heady and intoxicating. This is like that song from the 80s, Kokomo. Like, this is just every tropical island kind of cliche in the best way. This is a tiki bar. This is so pretty, but it's not, I'm saying that it's every cliche, but I mean it in the nicest way. This is so pretty.
It's amazing. We did a video about the Bruno Acampora musks, and we featured this one in there as well.
As like an honorable mention or something. Yeah, that was a minute ago. That was a while ago. But this is so good.
Yeah, it's a great scent. It's so good. I'm glad you put it at the top 5.
It's really good. How could you not?
Yeah.
So that's number 4.
That's number 4. And what's at number 3?
Number 3.
Remember that cocaine that came up earlier?
Yes, that's why he was joking about it.
Frank Boclet's cocaine, and we've spoken about this so much. We've featured it in our Beast Mode videos. I have featured it in Beast Mode videos. It's a beast.
It's gigantic.
It's a cocaine beast. I was going to say it's a tuberose beast. With this one, you have tuberose, Monoi oil, lily of the valley, caramel.
The caramel I shouldn't like this, and I do. I love it. It's intoxicating. It's
very masculine tuberose. Don't you think?
I feel like I could wear this though.
Well, you wear masculine fragrances in general too, don't you?
I do sometimes, yeah. But the caramel kind of, I think, could go either way. It makes the tuberose even more sort of saturated. And we've talked about this before, but the juice is actually like purple.
Yeah, it's a very dark juice. Don't spray it on your white shirts.
No. Proceed with caution. But it's just, this was a real surprise when I first got my nose on this one. It was just... I mean, I didn't take it seriously because of the name, and then it's just so good.
So what do you think about the name?
This is not my area of expertise, so I really couldn't say.
Okay. But well, I think it makes sense. It's addictive.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you said it's got great longevity. And...
Oh my God. Yes. And sillage and the projection. Anyway, that's cocaine from Frank Boclet. What's number 2?
Hato. I have this one. This is so good.
I have a review of this one. This one is from Jeroboam again. And this is featuring tuberose, musk, pineapple, bergamot, spices, rose. And don't think it goes into the direction of Aventus here just because it has pineapple.
It just adds a little sweetness, and all of those other ingredients, they are the backup singers at this point. It's not, just to use the Destiny's Child example again, all of those other notes just make a beautiful, beautiful backdrop that pushes the tuberose forward, and it's, I feel like I've overused the word intoxicating, but this is just elegant and compelling and sort of dramatic.
See, I don't agree with you on that part.
No?
No. I find this one to be the cleanest tuberose I have ever. It almost smells like laundry to me. I get like very, very clean tuberose.
This could be a skin chemistry thing. On me, it's not.
It smells like it's laundry, like freshly cleaned laundry.
I'll put this on so you can smell it on me.
It's so good though. It's good. I mean,
it's beautiful.
I mean, I think the musk that's blended with the tuberose along with that pineapple gives it a very clean smell. In fact, I don't get much pineapple out of it. It's just mostly the clean tuberose. Musky, clean tuberose.
It's still doing its thing.
Anyway, I have a full review of this if you want to go check out my review for Hoto. So what's at number 1?
At number 1, you have Carnal Flower.
Oh, shock!
Everybody just be very surprised.
Well, we have to end with, or, have number 1 be a tuberose fragrance, because we started out trying to do a top 20 tuberose, but it didn't work out that way, so this is a top 20 white flowers.
But that's not why it's there. It's not like just.
But it is it's a great fragrance.
It's the tuberose.
It's the tuberose.
It's
the tuberose of tuberose fragrances.
It's just so classic. It's but it's a modern classic. I guess it's not like it's been around forever and ever, but it's I think it's so beloved by so many people because it works. It works for men. It works for women. It works for day. It works for evening. It's
What do you get mostly besides tuberose? Because this has notes of tuberose, eucalyptus, jasmine, coconut, orange blossom, ylang ylang. I get a very coconutty vibe mixed with that beautiful tuberose.
I would say that I might get more of the ylang ylang.
Really?
Because for all that it's called carnal flower, and you'd think it would just be the most evening, sort of heavy tuberose out there, there is a certain sort of freshness to it.
Okay.
Again, that could be a skin chemistry thing. I've got here Hauto has started to kind of open there, and it's not the cleanest.
I find it to be very clean.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's fruitier than mine, but we'll get to that.
Anyway, number 1 is Carnal Flower. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for a video where I rank Dalya's favorite tuberose fragrances. These are, well, not tuberose, white flower.
White flowers.
This is my top 20 white flower fragrances and she's ranking. But if you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Let us know if we've forgotten any fragrances. Of course, we can't have every single fragrance in the world, but this is what I have in my collection. And as I said earlier, we were trying to get a top 20 tuberose, but it just didn't work out that way.
And let us know if, guys who are watching, if you have shied away from the white florals because you thought they were, only for women. Hopefully we've changed your mind today, because they're really not. It's, I'm hoping this video will help change some minds.
Maybe it will. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.